Durban, South Africa. A city of amazing biodiversity and booming development. With habitat for wild animals shrinking rapidly, contact with humans is inevitable and on the increase. And in the midst of this suburban sprawl lies Crow. The Center for Rehabilitation of Wildlife was founded 35 years ago to rescue, rehabilitate, and release injured, orphaned, or displaced wildlife. To date, it has treated over 100,000 animals, and at any given time, the center is filled with an array of indigenous wildlife, all under expert care.
On a day-to-day basis, the most common reasons why wildlife are admitted to our center is through conflict with humans and domestic animals as well. One of the biggest problems we have here at Crow is the public thinking that it's a good idea to keep a wild animal as a pet, and time again we see the effect that that's having on our wildlife. A good example of that is our banded mongoose that are very common here in KZN and admittedly look very cute and cuddly when they're babies. Unfortunately, what people don't realize is that those babies grow up, their natural instincts start coming into play, and they do things like marking their territory, biting people, and wild animals do also carry diseases with them. It's really not a good idea.
Springtime is baby season, and the busiest at Crow, as the center is flooded with admissions from tiny hatchlings to orphaned antelope. Every one of them, regardless of their size, is carefully assessed and given the necessary care.
In springtime, we have a lot of baby animals that are coming through to our center. A lot of them inevitably fall out the nest in the case of birds. That is the next stage in their development. Mom and dad will continue to care for them even though they're now out the nest and they're on the ground. We also have a lot of baby buck and antelope that get admitted to our center. The public is unfortunately, with very good intentions, intervening when they're actually not supposed to be. In the case of baby buck and antelope, a lot of people don't know that it's a defense mechanism for mom to go away and leave her baby hiding in the grass for the day while she goes off and grazes, and then at dusk she comes back and finds her baby.
Crow is a haven for these unfortunate animals. Thanks to the small team of staff, state-of-the-art clinic facilities, and some dedicated volunteers, these creatures are given a second chance. Dr. Christina Volunteer, a volunteer vet, treats a pelican with a potentially fatal disease.
So this pelican came in to us a few days ago and he was completely paralyzed. He has an infection that's called botulism. It's very common in water birds, especially in summer, and it makes them unable to move for a few days. They usually recover, but they are unable to feed themselves during those days. So you need to just support them. I'm going to keep his head up for a bit to make sure that it goes in, the food doesn't come back up. Normally you don't have to do this, but he's very weak and he has trouble keeping his head up on himself. He's doing much better. He's standing now. He's trying to move his neck, so he's slowly but steadily progressing.
The prognosis is good for this lucky bird. Once he's made a full recovery, he'll be released back into the wild. Crow's motto is, "The best cage is an empty cage." And to help achieve this goal, animal contact is limited to 1 or 2 cares only. This keeps stress to a minimum and also prevents them from becoming used to humans. The less interaction with people, the better the chances of a successful rehabilitation and release. A daunting task awaits those entrusted with the care of the rescued animals, and often the path to recovery is a long and tiresome one. For Kelly, caring for little Brody the bush pig, it's an around-the-clock job.
It's all gone, my boy. So Brody came to me. I went and rescued him one night at about 8. His family deserted him or abandoned him. He was only about 3 days old. He still had his little umbilical cord. He's probably be about 8 to 9 months old by the time he's released. As you can see, he's already got sharp little teeth. They use them for defense and for fighting. He's been very hard work. Every 2 hours bottle feeding when he was little.
As adorable as Brody is now, in a mere 8 months he will grow up to be a huge boar with razor-sharp tusks. For other animals, the road to rehabilitation is much longer. Baboons, for example, need to remain in captivity for up to 6 years before they can be considered for release. Rudy was admitted as a tiny baby with severe dehydration and injuries. A far cry from the boisterous baboon he is today.
This is little Rudy. He's our youngest orphan baby baboon we've got at Crow. I'm the only person that handles him, feeds him. As they get older, obviously at the moment, I've got a volunteer that's trying to sort of befriend him a bit so that he can learn to drink from somebody else as well. He needs to learn that he's a baboon and that he needs to live with baboons. And by the time that I leave him with him, then he'll be quite comfortable and happy with them.
We have Rudy over here, which is the youngest baboon here. And we are busy integrating him with these 3 ones. And in the beginning I took him in for like an hour every day so he would get used to the other baboons. And from next week he's ready to sleep in here, I think.
Rudy is going from strength to strength, and while he still has a long journey ahead of him, he keeps himself busy, hanging out with his new baboon buddies and leaping all over his surrogate mom, Christina. But for everyone at Crow, the best part of the job is when it's time to release fully rehabilitated animals.
Today is one of the most exciting days for us here at Crow because we're going to be going and releasing Ella, who's one of our common reedbuck. She's been with us at Crow for 8 months. Ella was abandoned and we've hand raised her, as I say, for the last 8 months here at Crow. We're going to be transferring her up to the release site. Hopefully when we get there, she's going to take a look around and run off into the bush into the blue yonder. The other animal we're releasing today is a black sparrowhawk. It arrived here at Crow. It actually was being sold on the side of the road. And he's been with us for like 3 days, but he's perfect, he's flying, and yeah, he's ready for release. Last, we've got a large spotted genet. People actually wanted to kill it because it had been killing their chickens. So what we do is we relocate them to a safer area, and they can live their lives the way they're supposed to.
Once the animals are safely secured, they're on the road to the release site. It's an emotional and tense moment for everyone.
Hello, gorgeous. There you go, Mom.
Ella the reedbuck takes her time, cautiously assessing her new surroundings. Eventually, she wanders off into the long grass and will soon join the resident herd on this reserve. Next up is the genet, who wastes no time making a dash for freedom. Lastly, the sparrowhawk is set free, no longer destined to a life as someone's pet.
Feels awesome to be able to release them back to where they belong. It's like one of the best feelings.
Organizations like Crow and the dedicated people that work there are the last chance for the survival of indigenous wildlife.
I believe in our wildlife's right to a free and safe existence in their natural habitats, and I just get great satisfaction out of playing my role in ensuring that that happens.
So if there weren't centers like this with people donating their time, donating their money to make up a charity like this, these animals wouldn't have a chance at all.